It's been special. I think 5 test matches all in a row for us is something we haven't had. Being in a position now at the back end of our tour with the opportunity to take home some silverware is new for us. So I think it's super special. We're all kind of bought into our values on field and off field, and it's really shown in our footy that we've been able to string together. So we've just got one more to get. We hopefully, if we do our job and we do our process right, I think we put ourselves in a good position to win this last game.
I mean, like outside of a Rugby Cups, you sort of found something similar position before the Wallaroos, where you have a title on the line that I guess hasn't been against the Kiwis?
Probably the only level that we've all kind of had is probably club footy, a lot of us. So to be in this position, to play for your country, have test matches, it's something different, something special. So way two different parallels of rugby, I think, for us here. So it shows the experience and shows, how far we've come to be able to put ourselves in good stead to win the comp.
Of course, and like with all sort of roads leading to next year's World Cup, like a game like this where it's basically sudden death knockout, like is that almost just the perfect preparation and what's the perfect way to just start that journey towards the World Cup in terms of the high pressure nature of what Saturday will produce you?
Yeah, it's really important, I think, especially these short competitions. I think it's much more like a sprint than a marathon, these short ones. So any error, any lack of mental fatigue, I think, can really cost you the comp. So I think the 5 weeks has shown us how mentally switched on we have to be and how consistently we have to perform. Any lapse in those judgments and decision-making on the field can cause us test matches. And Joe's been pretty good at trying to build our depth in that department, our game management and our IQ around the field. So definitely those decisions around the field can win you a test match or lose you a test match. And that's what we've been able to kind of work on these past 5 weeks.
On this sort of period, I mean, it is not just the way it's all come about as well. You start with a loss in Ireland, get sort of done after the siren in Wales, and then all of a sudden it turns around when it's mattered to find yourself in this position, top of the ladder with one game to go.
Yeah, for sure. I think the most important thing about those losses is we learnt from them. If we were to come away from those 2 losses not learning a thing, I don't think we would be in the position that we're in now. But 2 games doesn't really give us, a bit of false confidence leading into thinking we're just going to win a third. Winning's a habit, and I think you need to learn how to win. So we definitely came away from those 2 losses earlier in the tour with some work-ons, with some focus points, and I think we've actioned them well. We still haven't played our best footy, I don't think. I still think we've got more to unlock and more to show, and hopefully we can do that tomorrow.
On Scotland themselves, I mean, fifth in the world, what did you sort of expect from them, and what did you see from them, in particular those sort of earlier games in this tournament against likes of Japan and Italy, just to really sort of be conscious of?
I think they're dominant at set piece. I think they've got a lot of experience around the park. So it's really important that we're all on the same page. We all buy into what we're trying to run and what we're trying to achieve from 1 to 30. I think that's a key message for all of us. People not playing still have a role to play to prep our starting 15 and our 23 match day. So I think that's important. But they're very physical. They come with a heavy line speed. So we're expecting that. I think we got a taste of it from South Africa last week, being very physical. And I think we've done well to chop them and get them on the floor. So I think the key message is get them on the floor. No one can run without their legs. And then we go from there.
So is there any confidence you can carry over from 22, that World Cup, particularly when you sort of found a way to win when at the end there when you're down to 13?
Oh, yeah, that 13. PTSD, that one. Yeah, for sure. Like, I know, you can't really base this coming performance on what we've done previously. I think those are banked. I think we're definitely lucky to get away with 13. Everyone dug deep. But I think just effort areas is where we really, really need to be on our game. Effort areas, get off the floor. I think those are the things that win games. I think, and then decision making around when we take points, every entry we need to be coming away with points, or I think that's the difference between Test match footy. You get an entry, you need to come away with points.
Of course, just sort of looking at this backline, when you look at the sort of age profile of it, you have a 19-year-old starting at fly half, an 18-year-old fullback, and both of them are really sort of coming to their own in terms of dictating that play and getting what they want out of their sort of flyers and pack. Like, to see like girls like that who are still teenagers really sort of shine at international level. I guess can you just comment on their growth and just how sort of proud of you of just how they've come through this entire year?
Yeah, for sure. I think it started back at Super W. I think they had key roles at their Super W clubs in their franchises. So from there, I think Joe's done well to give them opportunity and really back them. Them off the field, I think they get guided by a lot of us, different girls around the Wallaroos. It's not just everyone's kind of looking out for them, but their growth and their role within the team's pretty huge. We don't let them shoulder that by themselves. We just let them play footy. And we try to give them confidence, and they're here for a reason. They've shown it all year. There's heaps of value in what they provide for us. So I think young Katie Holst has had a blind over game these last two ones. Her role at the back is key for us, and I think her defence has really stepped up. That pairing with her and Tala in the backfield is pretty crazy.
Yeah, absolutely great. And just on a personal note, tying Liz Partridge this week for sort of second most caps by Wallaroo, you just one behind Ash. Like, can you tell us those sort of milestones when you start sort of building these type of caps, particularly like you have over the last 2 years? Did you get time to reflect on what it means and just how far this team's come?
Yeah, I think we kind of touched on it earlier in the week, just around, we used to have 2 test matches a year, and now, we're on a tour with 5 back-to-back on a long end tour. But I think it's pretty special, Ash, having the opportunity this weekend to break that record. I think it shows, someone from the Rebels who has struggled through Super W season, her captaining that side for a long period of time. I don't think it goes to anyone more deserving than her. So yeah, it's to be one behind is one behind, but I think that girl deserves to be that one breaking that record. She's been here the longest. She's contributed year after year, especially at Super W level. So hats off to that girl.
I was gonna say, like, you ended this tour like on completely tired before that just little sort of slight injury kept you out of the island game. Like, were there any words at this stage, or you were sort of wary of what could happen if both of you played those all 5 games?
Yeah, it would have been cool for sure. I think her and I have a good connection on off field. I think everything happens for a reason. That girl deserves it. I think there's probably no one more deserving than that girl to have it by herself and have that little limelight for herself, especially closing out our season. She'll get to hold that one until next year. But I think with her contribution to not only rugby, her at her home state, she's carried that Burn City for a while. So I think she deserves it more.
Cool. And just finally, like, Joe has, coming from Worcester, worked with a lot of these Scottish girls before for several years. Like, is that fun times when you have someone who was a club coach for a lot of their big stars, like you Gallagher's just skeletons of the world, and just sort of how to sort of game plan and try and sort of target their weaknesses, be more aware of what the strengths are really?
Yeah, for sure. It's handy. It's handy news. She knows half these girls out there. But I think she does well to really bring it back to our focuses. We don't really have meetings that highlight individuals or what they can bring. For sure, she knows she'll highlight to certain individuals, but I guess our principles and our focuses don't change. And I think that's the most important thing. We can't go into every game focusing on one player or a handful of players. We still need to focus on our strength and what we're trying to achieve out there. I think the outcome will come if we do that. But running around like headless chooks trying to tackle one girl, probably not the best strategy for us, which, it can mentally kind of deter us from what we're trying to do. So I think the main thing is we focus on ourselves. She has a big emphasis on the defence because that's what she really takes care of. So I think this weekend will be a good challenge for us.